And of course, this is a sad situation all around, and it might sound very familiar to Texans. Nearly 4 years ago, Army Major Nidal Hasan opened fire at Fort Hood, north of Austin. Just a few weeks ago, he was sentenced to death for killing 13 people in that rampage. Tonight, we have an in-depth look at a congressional act taking shape that will help those victims' families and could set the standard for future attacks. Our Josh Hinkle has more.
What happened at Fort Hood 4 years ago left families to pick up the pieces.
And since the government classified the attack as workplace violence,
Loss, heartache, and mounting bills.
Victims and families have been denied the same benefits that come with an act of terror.
Anger, outrage, and little hope for a solution.
are now suing the U.S. Army for $750 million.
But Congress could turn things around with the Fort Hood Heroes Act. The measure aims to give victims the same status as those of the 9/11 attacks, major benefits, and military awards.
That they would not be treated as if they were wounded on the battlefield or had been attacked by terrorists, but rather as a workforce incident.
Texas Congressman John Carter plans to introduce the House version this week, already with a quarter of members co-sponsoring. Texas Senator John Cornyn announced the Senate version last week.
We're going to be working with all dispatch in the Congress to make sure this legislation gets passed and gets it on the president's desk sometime this fall.
Monday's shooting at the Navy Yard in Washington, D.C. would need separate consideration. The Fort Hood Heroes Act is just for Fort Hood, but it could open up that conversation for future attacks.
Well, certainly it would show that the Congress is willing to speak out when they feel like an injustice has been done under the regs.
And if the act is a blueprint for future incidents and it passes, here's what victims and family could expect. Maximum coverage under group life insurance, tax breaks if someone died during the attack, special pay for being in that kind of danger, rehab pay for their injuries, and even meals at their treatment facilities. Josh Hinkle, KXAN News.